I really decided that I should edit this part in. Since I mentioned who I'm just going to call the intercom dude. Now, I'm pretty sure I have a couple videos where he was heard in the background because, like I said, my old tent spot was right behind this storage place and some other places that this guy who works the security cameras was over. So I would commonly hear him just about every night, sometimes for minutes and hours, threatening homeless people and stuff. I really do wish I had a video of him telling this one dude that he sees his every move and stuff. But this is a video where I had my first personal encounter with him. And like I said, the stuff that he said to people and how he can just come on at any time, it just makes me wonder, because this dude has probably been watching me, or probably was, because I'm not really out that much anymore. Not that I really was, because I already know about risk and stuff, so I would be in my tent by like 2 p.m. But when I was like walking around and had to do things, or I had to make those walks to 7-Eleven, it just makes me wonder about just how much he's just seen me and hasn't said anything. It makes me wonder about what he sees that he doesn't say anything about. Because, like, as much as people get assaulted and stuff out here, I wonder how much he's seen that and hasn't said anything. Because, of course, I mean, these people don't care anyway. Okay, here it is. And I forgot to mention this again, because the second time I tried to make this video, I mentioned it. But there's probably going to be some background noise because the mayor and other rich people are having this meeting at the shelter about the cash cows we are to them, and how they're about to build some 3-story studio building, which is probably, I hope it's even going to have insulation and HVAC and bathrooms in this quote-unquote studios. So much I can say about that. You may hear, you may not. They had someone singing earlier. I think the mayor is giving a speech right now. You may also hear loud clapping, but I don't know. Okay, so for the second try, since my screen started doing that crazy thing that it seems like a lot of the cheaper Androids do. But anywho, okay, this says it's on 29. Now, mind you, I was walking to 7-Eleven. My daughter, she told me my daughter and her friends walk around there at night, and I seen these people who were parked in the parking lot, and they were standing outside talking, and their kids were running around. But of course, I just got told whatever. And this dude probably already knew I was homeless, because since he quote unquote sees people's every move, he's probably seen me multiple times before. Dang, that scared me. Oh, wait. Is that talking to me or is that talking to someone? I don't even know where that's coming from. And that's another thing, too. Because like I said in the video I made about this situation, where I was also talking about what happened with this dude yesterday. Like, this dude threatens to call the police on people and stuff like that. But it's like, when it first comes on, you really can't even tell what's being said by who or where it's coming from. Because like I said, I thought that this was like somebody on their car Bluetooth or something who was doing some type of prank. I didn't even know where this was coming from. So imagine if he would have called the police on me for quote-unquote moving around in the parking lot, which is me walking to 7-Eleven. And I would have got locked up and sent back to my previous situation, or even worse, by the police. And I didn't even know what in the world was going on, because I couldn't understand jack that was even being said. Well, I guess it's whatever. I'll just leave, because I don't know. But it sounds like it's coming from across the street from the hotel, so I really can't even tell. Because like I said, and like I'm saying here, I didn't even know where it was coming from. I'm assuming I can be on the sidewalk at least, because I still have to come back over here to go to the gas station. Well, that's not really a gas station, but I got to go there to charge my... Oh, yeah. I used to always call 7-Eleven the gas station because all the times that I had seen it, well, the few times I've seen it in places that I have been or where I'm from, it was the gas station. But people around here would be like, why are you calling 7-Eleven a gas station? And then here's that racial scenario that I mentioned in another video that I make jokes about all the time because, I mean, it's been said by many different people. So I just started saying I wake up to go back to Mexico, you nigger, and I go to sleep to it.
Get the fuck out of my country! Wow. Orange is the new orange.
He's definitely doing it his best, obviously.
Who is Monica?
That was back when I still had that $20 Amazon tent that lasted a good 2 years or something. Okay, so I'm probably going to sound a little nervous because I'm like making this video in an awkward place. But somewhat awkward, I guess. So, this is going to be about some dude that's over a lot of security cameras. I don't know if like in this county as a whole or just some of the cities, but something just happened some minutes ago, maybe an hour ago to be honest, depends how much time has went by, that reminded me of my first encounter. Well, not my first encounter, but, or was it, wait, did I first encounter him or did other people encounter him and I heard it? I think it might have been me first. So it was like 12 a.m. or something like that, and I was walking to 7-Eleven. I think that was back when I knew some dude named, I don't know, Rick or something, who had some agreement with the guy who used to work at this one 7-Eleven where he'd secretly give him food that they were going to throw out because it was about old, or pretty much was like a day old already. I think it was in. And so I was walking there to meet him there to get the food with him. And while I was doing that, I was making a video. This was back when I was still on the Abuse Evidence channel. So I definitely still have the video somewhere. While I was making that video and I was walking to the 7-Eleven, this dude had came on some intercom and I couldn't even really tell what the sound was or where it was coming from at first. It was really muffled. I thought that maybe it was like somebody's car Bluetooth and they were doing some type of prank or something. This side of the parking lot or the shopping center was closed and the 7-Eleven was on the other side and I had to walk through this side to get there. And so he came on the intercom and he was like to the person moving around in the parking lot, get out the area. That was my first encounter with him. I think that was in maybe like June or July of 2023. Then when I was camping on that hill that screwed my back up back in August of last year or September, I would hear this dude come on the intercoms and harassing people all night, almost every day pretty much. And his main focus is really like harassing homeless people and stalking them. Like I remember this one night I was laying down and I guess somebody was trying to sit outside or sit near the storage place because my tent was behind the storage place and it was on top of a hill and there was also a driveway right there and I was kind of like behind the driveway, so when this dude would get on the intercom at the storage place, it would echo all the way up the driveway and it would it would just be a really loud echo of him talking junk to people all night, pretty much. So, yeah, whenever somebody was trying to sit near the storage place, they were walking down the sidewalk, the public sidewalk near it, or they were digging in the trash before they had, put a lock on the trash cans. This guy would get on the intercom, talking junk to homeless people. One night he was telling somebody, "You can't hide from me, I see your every move." And, what else was it? He would threaten to call the police, of course. He was always starting harassing people, pretty much. And I would hear him sometimes in the daytime, too. I still hear him come on the intercom sometimes, not really lately, actually. So it was probably some months ago. And I can't really tell where it's coming from. I think maybe this other storage place because there's two in the area. So yeah, I'll hear that. There's also the street light cameras and intercoms there. So I think like if someone runs a red light or something, he could say something then too. I'm not really sure if this is the same security place or different than this other one that has security guards whose main job also is harassing homeless people. But that's kind of where not looking homeless comes into play. It's kind of one of the best things you can do. Kind of reminds me of this YouTube comment that I seen where this dude was like, "I've been homeless since the 2010s. The trick is to not tell people you're homeless," and I guess that could work. It seemed to have worked for my dad, cause like he's technically been homeless his whole life pretty much, but nobody knows. It's almost like he doesn't know anymore. Trying to think of everything. Oh yeah, so the thing that happened earlier that reminded me of this. I was going to see if this rec center was open or not, because if it was, I was gonna go sit in there for a couple minutes till I go do something else I have to do. And it wasn't, but when I was in the parking lot walking towards the gate there, I heard him, and he came on the intercom, and he just said "F you," and then that's it. This kind of makes me think, though, this means that most likely this dude has probably been watching me off and on the security cameras at different places since I got off the bus and arrived in the city. And then that makes me think of something else, too. What everybody always talks about, because it's really the truth. They're always acting like they can't find these missing kidnapped kids, even though they could if they really wanted to. Because, I mean, think about it. If this dude can get on intercoms and harass and talk junk to homeless people all night and day, and say that he sees every move, quote unquote, which if that's true, it makes me wonder about, like, how many cameras do they have in cities and in what places? It just made me wonder a lot. Because if you can do that, you could spend your time doing something that's actually beneficial and could actually help people. Of course, they never would. But, yeah. So there's that. And if I find the video where I was recording and the dude came on the intercom when I was walking to the 7-Eleven, then I'll probably, like, re-upload that in the video and talk about that. I don't remember what I was talking about in the video. Probably just the agreement I had with the whole 7-Eleven thing. But it's definitely interesting. And I've heard this guy the most. I've only ever heard like one, maybe two other people on these different intercoms that specifically seem to be there just to tell homeless people not to loiter and stand around and not to walk down the sidewalk. Like this one security company that has the security guards that stand outside of different places, I've seen them come up to people who look obviously homeless who were just waiting for the bus, standing up at the bus stop and tell them to move because, quote unquote, you can't loiter. And it's like, how is waiting for the bus at the bus stop loitering? It wasn't even one of those scenarios where they're like sitting at the bus stop with blankets on them and appear to be trying to sleep. He was literally standing there waiting for the bus, and he got told to move. But yeah, it's just interesting to me. I wonder how much this dude gets paid. Honestly, in areas like this on the West Coast, it really seems like all law officials' main job and only duty really is to push out homeless people and harass homeless people. Because honestly, it is. I mean, they're not doing anything else. Like, that one day, this was a year ago, where this dude tried to, like, jump me and rob me because apparently he thought I had something. I don't know what he thought I had. Like, honestly, I should have let him rob me, and maybe he'd find some money for me in my stuff that I don't know about. But yeah, so that whole situation had happened, and I pretty much got jumped just about. And the security guards were absolutely nowhere to be found. This is at the bus station, by the way. And any other time they're there and they're harassing homeless people, but this time they were nowhere to be found. And it's really weird that when things are actually going on, these law officials are never anywhere to be found. And of course they wouldn't do anything anyway, but I'm just saying, it's just weird.